Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man. And as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today is going to be an unboxing of the Akai MP One. I did a lot of research before I purchased this, and I'm very pleased with it. Because one thing I didn't want was that your drum machine sampler attached to your computer nonsense. Because I'm a real musician. All my stuff is instruments, plugging into the recording console and playing and recording. Not going on the computer and sampling stuff and get MIDI packs. And I'm not trashing the young folks, but I'm like, try being your own musician. Try being a musician as opposed to all I'm doing is sorting, cutting, pasting other creative, talented people's stuff, because that's all you're doing. And I'm not trying to knock you or anything like that. I'm just telling you the real. Learn. Because the people that you're taking these MIDI packs from, they learn. So why can't you learn? Instead of I got to rely on another dude, then I call myself a musician and a producer, which is a joke. But I had to say that, because I love you guys and I want you to be the best that you can be instead of I'm taking massive shortcuts. I'm not putting in any time to be creative and learn on my own or be taught by other talented people, but enough of that. So I did my research and I said, okay, this looks like the one, because again, I didn't want anything tied to a computer. I wanted standalone because that's what I grew up on, standalones, the MPC 60, the 62, the 3000, so, I did the research, said, okay, it looks like this is the one. So I'm going to open it up for you. This is what comes with it. Brand new. Open it up. Okay. Take it out of the plastic. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. And this is the power cord. Now this is something that didn't come with this. Come on, camera. And you need this. Because it's one thing that I didn't like about this, and it's minor, very minor, is this. Let me see if I can get this camera up. Is the headphone jack is here. And I hate the fact that it's there because it's kind of in the way. I would prefer to have mine like the old ones in the back. Let me turn this camera up. Shit. Okay. In the back. That's where it should be. But it's not. And I did my thoughts on the BKEB thing, and it had two headphone jacks. I'm like, who would need two headphone jacks? Who does you banging out beats and your buddy right next to you with his headphones helping you bang out beats? I don't even understand the logic between just giving two headphones, but no volume. Nah. There was no volume knob on the BK. It's like I got to go inside the thing to adjust the volume, which is insane. And one thing I love about Akai, this stuff makes sense and it's user-friendly. It really is. Because, I worked on this thing and I'm like, it's not difficult. You got to learn the learning curve, but there's nothing about this that doesn't make no sense. Not like with the BK beat thing, because I'm like, are they on a mission to make something extremely user-friendly? And it makes no sense. And it's like they were. Because what gravitated me towards this, because I'm like, I got my own samples and I work with real professional sound designers, not guys just pulling stuff off of vinyl. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But the quality of that stuff is usually garbage. So I'm like, I need something that I can just put my samples into. And this is pretty simple. You load your samples in from your card off your computer or wherever you got your sound stored. and then you simply plug it into this. And once you plug it into that, you can download them into the sampler. But with the beat thing, you had to go through an extra added step that even the president, when he gave a demo, didn't do a good job of that. He omitted the most important thing to get your samples in. I'm like, so if the dude that's heading up the country can't, or the company can't give you, a straightforward demo of how do you load your own sounds, we in trouble. I went through 15 videos. Nobody walked me through that. So one guy walked me through from beginning to end to load your samples onto the machine. Everybody else skipped that part. And it's like, if you skip it, you can't load nothing. So you got to work with what's in the sound of that machine. And a bunch of those sounds were just same stuff from the Akai RX20, something like that. So you spend $1,500 on the drum machine that had the same sounds as the little one that you get for $320. But this thing here, I love it. I mean, I love it. You can load your own sounds. Then you can buy sounds from Akai, and then there's sounds already in here to get you going. The pads feel good. All the knobs and switches make sense. You got your volume switch right up there over your volume knob. You ain't got to go inside the machine and try to find the master volume and bring it up. Because when you are working on beats, you want to have quick access to your volume. Quick, turn it down right quick. Let me go and see, go into the screen, go into this menu and all that nonsense, But I'm very pleased with this. Akai has really never let me down. And every piece of product I've bought from them, I'm like, I'm happy. I was happy with my first MP62. I loved that thing. It was just kind of heavy. But I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be carrying it around. Just put it on my console and get to working with beats. And it was pretty user-friendly. And this was the same. It's so much stuff that you can do with these things. Because I'm like, as an R&B artist, you always want to have the latest R&B drum kits. Especially when you're doing dance up-tempo stuff. It's like you want to stay current. But you don't want to trade off any integrity because this is what everybody's doing right now and you don't like it, or it's garbage, and you jump on board because you want to sound like everybody else in that genre, that era. Not one of those dudes. And with the sampler, I can sample any types of drum kits I want. If I were to do some retro, retro 80s stuff, I can do that. If I want to do the stuff I hear on the radio now, or, currently, I can do that. If I want to do rock, I could do that. If I want to do country and western, I can do that. So it's interesting. I've been selling off my drum machine because I'm like, I really don't need them anymore. I sample those kits out of that old drum machine, and I keep this. The only drum machine I'm keeping is really the Roland R5, and I love that. Because the R5 has such a unique swing to it, you can't replicate that on any other drum machine I've tried. So I'm like, I'm keeping that for that reason, because I do already have the R5 sounds loaded in here, So this is a dynamite piece, and it's worth the money. Because I'm like, when the Akai MP60s came out, that thing was $3,000. And now you can get these for about brand new out the box for about 8 or 9, or maybe even 7 if you catch a good deal. And it's worth every bit of that money, It was worth every bit of the money that I paid on this thing. I don't have any regrets at all. Because when I first got it, I was a little kind of iffy about the main switch or mod. I'm like, this thing kind of flimsy, and it's probably going to go out in a year, but actually it won't. It has a little rock to it, but it's made that way so it'd be durable. But I did, when I bought it brand new, I got a warranty, extended warranty, because I'm like, well, just in case if something goes wrong, because all of these are just computers. That's all these are now. They used to be electronics, but now they're computers, And I think for that reason, I feel a sense of relief that I put the warranty on in the event that the computer want to crash or something wrong, and the screen is turning white every 20 minutes, like the BKE thing. So, I'm protected, and I would recommend you guys to do the same because they don't build stuff like they used to. When I had my Akai MP62, if I would have kept that thing when I first bought it, it would be in the same condition that it was when I got it. But you got some people that are extremely abusive with their stuff. You know, they beat the shit out the pads, and they got to replace the pads, and you know, they put it in places where they shouldn't. They get rusty. The knobs are wobbling because they've been abusing the knobs. You know, but I always keep my equipment in the same condition. But I'm gonna shut it off now. And I thought I would just let me see if I can stick it up closer so y'all can see that stuff. So I'm gonna turn it off now because it's like a computer. It asks you, do you want to shut it down? Yes, I want to shut it down. The hourglass comes on. So there it is, my new Akai MPC One. I love it. You know, I'm sorry I'm not a stats guy to give you the stats and all that stuff, you know. But I just thought I'd let you guys see it. And like I said, you're going to want to buy one of these because, like I said, the headphone jack is in the front. And if you don't buy one of these, it's like a little adapter to kind of, you know, L-shape. So you can L-shape it. And then, let me just stick it in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. L-shape. Stick it in and then stick it down. Or stick it sideways, then put your headphone jack in there. Because if you don't have this, you got the stem sticking all the way out. And when you have the stem sticking out, you have a tendency to bend your headphone cord. And now the headphone cords are so thin like hair, you know, the wire break. And that's the cool thing I can say about Dr. Dre's drums headphones. And I'm like, I thought about that 20 years ago where you can interchange the cord because the headphones itself don't die. It's the cord. You know, whenever I got to replace these headphones, it's because of this cord. If I could unplug this and plug a brand new one in, the headphones will still work for 20, 30 years, you know. But nobody figured that out or decided to implement that. And that's why, you know, I bought this because you have your cord, you know, bending all right there, and you got it laying up against you or on a table or console. So this is like $3 a dollar. Amazon, eBay, you know, $3. So I'm going to sign off now. Until next time, take care. Thanks for watching.